Happy Thursday. Funny story, I actually filmed a video last weekend and then immediately lost the memory card. So that was fun. But I have more to show you this week. I'm in a new room. We played musical rooms on Mother's Day. It's actually funny because it was a suggestion that I had made 3 years ago. And I always joke how with Nick, or men in general, I feel like you have to plant a seed and then just wait for that seed to grow for ideas. So this used to be Nick's office, and he's now moved upstairs to technically my old dye room, which temporarily became Otis's room, which then became the boys' shared room, which then became Van's room. So Van is now back in his original room. We're crazy, I know, but it's super cute. I've actually been super productive since I moved into this room, which has been really nice. I think it's just being on the main floor, and if the kids need me, I'm like right there. So really happy about that. I've got lots to show you, a mix of knitting, crochet, some sewing, and then maybe at the end, if there's enough time, I can show you some of the things that I've been dyeing up for my shop anniversary sale, which will be next month. So if I start with my whips, I don't have a lot going right now. Actually, no, it's kind of a lie, I do. I'm all tangled. So I put out a test call for this sock pattern. The Sunny socks. They're super cute. So there's a bit of popcorn stitch and some lace work, and then I added in a contrast, so the same contrast color that I used for the popcorn stitch, I'm using for the heel with a strand of mohair and sunshine. And I'm almost ready to do the toe. I've just been procrastinating on this because I'm in the middle of a test knit. So I'll show you that one next, but hopefully this weekend I can get that done. And then my test knit, I don't really have very much to show. Doesn't look like much, at least, but I'm testing a sweater pattern for Melody Hoffman. I don't even think it has a name, but it's the jumper that she designed with Woolly Mammoth fibers. So it's bottom up. That's, I think I've knit 7.5 inches. So the width, I don't have a lot of experience with knitting bottom up sweaters. I've knit one. My first ever sweater was a bottom up. So you knit, there's a provisional cast on at the end here, and then you knit bottom up, and then you divide and you knit the front and the back, and then you shape your neck, join your shoulders. Once that's done, you basically knit your sleeves, and then you knit the bottom hem. I am technically 1/4 of an inch away from being able to start just doing the front and then the back. This is gonna be, it's supposed to be a cropped sweater, but this is gonna be super cropped on me. So I am going to probably tonight start doing the split and get a head start on the shaping. And then I can always, when I go to pick up the provisional cast on edge, I think I might add some inches to it once I can see how this is gonna fit. This is actually the 4th time that I have casted this on. It's one of those things, I love the final look of the sweater, and I'm hoping that all of this work is worth it in the end. I am using Woolly Mammoth Fiber Company yarn. I previously showed this. I got her BFL Mash, I want to say Masham, but I hear people say Massam DK, and the color is Wildflower Dark. So it's like this dusty purple, grayish purple. So I think it'll be really nice. The pattern calls for 4 skeins. This is how much I have left of the first. So I feel like it's going a long way. I know I'm gonna have extra left over, but I can always, you know, use it to knit myself a hat or a pair of socks. And it's very soft. It's a very, very soft fiber. So really like that. And I actually have one other whip, which I left out in the other room, so let me go grab that. Okay, so this is gonna be like a super weird one for me, but a while ago I had posted these colors and the yellow, and then there were some other ones mixed in, and I just loved it. So I loved it so much that I casted on the Color Craze shawl, and I mean, look at how much progress I've made. So my main color, I know the lighting's not super great, I have better afternoon lighting in here, but the main color is Daisy. So it's this really pale variegated, you can kind of see some of the variegation in there. And then the first color that I'm using here is Sunshine, and then this is Sunshine and Dew, and then this is Eucalyptus, and then back to Dew. So I've never successfully finished a shawl, but I absolutely love this. This is the Color Craze by Tammy Gore, and she just actually released her cowl pattern. So I've been creating kits that I'm gonna have for my shop anniversary sale next month, and I think once I finish this, I definitely want to cast on the cowl. I think it's the mix of garter and brioche. I love brioche. I just think it's so pretty. So I definitely want to have some options, but this is, I think I have 3 sections left to knit on this. I've really, really wanted to work on this, but I have the guilt eating at me because of my test knit. So I want to make some progress on my test knit, and then I really, really want to get back to this so badly. I still need to figure out my last contrast color. So maybe you guys can help me. So I was originally thinking I could add in Keen, which is this like darker peach. So it wouldn't be super contrast, but it would just be a tad bit darker. That's what I'm leaning towards. My other option is to do Fern, but this I feel like might be too stark of a contrast. I'm not sure. So I have to make that decision. I think my next section is another section like this one of Eucalyptus, but I'm gonna do it with Sunshine. And then comes the 4th color. I think it's 4 contrasting colors. So yeah, those are my whips. I really, really love this one. It's just been really nice to knit on. I haven't knit on it in like a week, and it's been sitting there just staring at me, and I've really, really missed working on it a lot. And then I have a crochet whip update. I had shared that blanket that I started, my classic granny square blanket. I am so close to being done all of my grannies. I have so many. The whole bottom of my basket is just all granny squares. There's so many. So I have 8 granny squares per center color. So like all of these will have an Ann center. And then these have juniper centers. And then every single one is different. So what I want to do is I really want to, it's taking a lot for me to not start piecing these together, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 3 more to do. So I worked on this last weekend and I got through two and a half centers. So I did about 20 granny squares last weekend. I want to get them all done so that I can lay them out, kind of like when I do quilting. I lay everything out and then I put them into their rows, because I do a join as I go. So this will be the color that I'm gonna use to join them all, and I'll just take a granny square and like add it and add it and add it as I go with this. So the goal is to get all of the grannies done, and it's obviously slightly inspired by Secret Garden. And then hopefully I'll be able, hopefully by the next video, I'll be able to have some of the granny squares joined to show you. But it's been nice. Like last weekend I worked on it in the afternoon. I find crochet is just so nice to work on when the boys are around, because if I make a mistake or if they like nudge me and I, you know, the crochet hook comes out of the loop on it, then it's an easier mistake to fix. Those are my whips. I have some new yarn acquisitions. I'm trying to remember what I showed in the video I did last weekend, and I can't remember, so there might be some duplicate stuff in here, but I was waiting and waiting and waiting so patiently. I purchased this yarn. This is from Woolen Twine Fiber Studio. She's a natural dyer in Germany. I purchased this the first week of March, and it was in transit for 42 days. From the moment it shipped to the moment that I picked it up, it was 42 days. But it was so worth it. This color is stunning. This was a limited edition base, and I've searched high and low on her Instagram to see if I can find the fiber content, because it doesn't actually say what it is. My assumption is that it's a sport weight because it's 300 meters per 100 grams. The color is Toadstool and it's naturally dyed, and it's stunning. So I bought a sweater's quantity, and it'll probably be the only time I ever buy yarn from her because it was expensive. But I'm happy to have it. So I've been looking at sweater patterns that I could potentially knit with it. And I think in my last video I tried showing my Plötulopi arrived. And I know you guys are familiar with Plötulopi, but I ordered from the Icelandic store, the Icelandic shop. They were $6.25 each, plus shipping, and I didn't have to pay duty, which was fantastic. For me to buy Plötulopi from one of my local yarn shops, it's about $13.50 per plate, and I got basically 2 for the price of 1. So I got a bunch of colors because the price was just so good. I'm actually gonna pull it up because I don't want to get this wrong, but it's the Icelandic store, and I would 1000% buy from them again. They even sell Icelandic sweaters, which I think is just really cool. So they sell all of the Lopi yarns, but I got Plötulopi specifically. And so this is the light ash heather. So a really nice neutral. I got, this one was Deep Woods. It has like these stunning flecks of like an amber color. It's just really, really pretty. And then I got the Rust. I already know what I'm doing with this. So this is going to become a Felix sweater. I've previously knit a Felix, but I knit it in Prism. I did it short sleeve. I've never worn it And I mean, I think you can tell this is my color. Well, one of my favorite colors to wear. So I'm gonna knit myself a Felix sweater, and I'm very excited about that. And then I got this other color, which was the 2021 color. Deep Woods was the 2020 color. And I have to look up the name for this. I think it was something Frost. Yes, so called Frost Grass. So this was their 2021 color. So it's got some hints of like an amber color and green, and Nick really likes this color. So I asked him if he would want a sweater knit from it, and he said yes. So I have this, and I had previously bought some mohair. I think it's Knitting for Olive mohair, and it goes perfectly. So at some point I'll probably just knit him a really basic generic raglan styled sweater in this color. So that is spoken for, and the rest is spoken for, which leaves me with these two. And at the beginning of the year I had my dream knit list, and one of them was the, I think it's the Rusty cardigan, which specifically uses Plötulopi and then you steek it. So I think I definitely want to knit that with one of these two colors. And then I have the beige, the light beige, and then the yellow that I could use as a contrast. So I think if I was to do it, I mean, I might have leftover rust from, because these are really generous cakes. They're all attached together, of course, but I think this could be a really pretty combo for that cardigan. So I've definitely got enough Plötulopi to last me a while, and some whips and knits to really work towards. And I think that was it for my yarn acquisitions. I mean, I've added to my stash from stuff that I've dyed, like I added this. This is a mohair that I tested out for a sock collab that I'm working on. And this is the recipe for Poppy, but I doubled it. And I think I like this more than Poppy. It is just so pretty. So I'm definitely going to, I kept some for myself so that I could knit myself a sweater. And I might actually use it with the rust color from Plötulopi. And then that, I'm trying to like think of ways that I can actually use up my stash so that I don't feel guilty about the yarn just sitting there. I also have some fabric acquisitions. Since moving down here, which was only on Sunday, so we're Thursday, it's 4 days really, I have finished 2 quilts. One I needed to just literally add the binding to it, but one I started and finished in 2.5 days. So I did buy some new fabric, which I'm trying to not do, but one of the ones that I bought was this cotton linen blend from Vigo. I actually plan to use this for a pair of pants. And really, really like the pattern on it. And I think it could be so cute as pants. So I got that, and then actually the other one that I'm going to show you, I bought this a while ago, but I forgot to pick it up. So this is an entire bundle. This is Prickly Pear by Emily Taylor. It's the full collection, and it's a fat quarter bundle. I pulled some out to test out stuff because I don't mind breaking up bundles. But it's super cute. I think my favorite, well, this is definitely one of my favorite ones. Little like dandelion fluffs. But I thought that this was really cute too. So this is, I think, one of the main ones. But there's like a jackrabbit, and there's a few different birds. Where's that? There's a turtle and an armadillo, which I think is just really cute. So at some point this will become a quilt, maybe for the boys. The boys actually just got home, so I might need to take a little break and then I will be back. Okay, sorry about that. I also feel like it's completely clouded over, so the lighting might be super weird now. But I grabbed a couple more things to show you. But when we're talking about fabric and quilting, this is the quilt that I just finished. So I probably sound like a crazy person, but you guys know that I really love Melody Hoffman, Bee Mandarins, and she recently got into quilting, and I started quilting last year, and I think I was pushing myself to do these like crazy elaborate quilt blocks, and quilting is very similar to like knitting patterns, where you see these patterns coming out and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful, I want to knit it, or I want to quilt it, and you kind of acquire all of these quilt patterns and then you just never make them, or you start and then you just like kind of lose interest in it. I just wanted to do a simple patchwork quilt. So I have a square template, and I just cut out all of these squares, and then I created this patchwork quilt. I started it 2.5 days ago, or well, 2.5 days ago was yesterday, and I finished it last night, and I've cuddled with it. I haven't washed it yet, mostly because I really wanted to cuddle it, but this was my main fabric. I had bought this last year from a local shop. They're an online one. I think it was Weave and Woven. Don't ask me what the fabric was called, because I literally just, it was in their sale section. And then I had a bunch of different linens, and then some solids and some really light patterned ones. So I kind of just picked a whole bunch of fat quarters, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. I just kind of laid them out and then sewed it up, and then I hand quilted it. And then the background fabric is actually one of those prickly pear patterns. It's really pretty, and I like that the quilting doesn't stand out too much on it. It's just really faint. And then for the binding, I had enough of this color left over that I could just do the binding with that. And I'm pretty proud of my mitered corners. I'm not the best when it comes to binding, but I was pretty happy with this one. So I finished that, and I cuddled it last night, and I said I was gonna wash it today, but I haven't done that yet either. But I've cut out a quilt for Van. I did one for him last year when he was still really tiny, and now it's basically like he could use it if he just kind of sat in one position. So I want to make him something bigger, and he is so chatty lately. So I asked him what his favorite color is, and he told me his favorite color is red and blue, or colors. So I'm trying to figure out how best to do this. I've cut out all of these squares. It's the same template, which I think is a 5.5 inch square, so 5.5 by 5.5. And I'm gonna sew him a patchwork quilt. And then for the backing fabric, I do have backing fabric for it somewhere. I feel like it might be, here it is. I have this, which I actually bought 2 colors of this one and a light blue. Back when we had the trailer and we were gonna restore the trailer and I wanted to make the boys their own quilts for the trailer. So this will be Van's quilt, kind of like an early birthday present for him probably. I want to start working on it in the next week or two. But a friend of ours, oh, I hear tears, 1 second. Okay, I'm back again. What I was saying is friends of ours, their daughter is turning 3, so she's a month older than Van, and I had a bunch of charm packs in my stash and really fun prints from Ruby Star Society. Jeez, I need more coffee. We got coffee when this morning when we went to the garden center, but it didn't taste very good. So it's the Clementine pack. It's designed by Melody Miller. Super fun. She is the cutest little girl ever. Her name is Sunday. So I'm going to do a quilt for her birthday. And it will use up 2.5 charm packs. And as you can see, I've already got them organized into their rows. That's kind of how I do it. So I'm gonna start working on that maybe today, probably tomorrow. And I've got batting on the way, so hopefully that will arrive in time. But that's all of my quilting sewing stuff. I am wearing a shirt that I made last year. I believe it's the Cleo top. And what else did I want to show you? I did grab one of the kits that I was previously talking about. So this is a book that I just got. It's called Dreamscapes, and it's all about these amazing gardens all over the world. It's honestly such a magical book to flip through. Like these gardens are absolutely insane. So the theme for my anniversary update, it's going to kind of be around this book and dreamscapes and a gardener who, it's funny, I have seen his work before, but I never really clued into who he was, and my battery's gonna die now. Anyways, long story short, I created a kit. I'm gonna see if I can fit this in before my video dies. This is one of the kits. The lighting is horrible. So it'll be 5 mini skeins, and then this is the main color. And I just think it's so pretty. This is the one I kind of want to knit up myself. And then there's going to be one other kit as well. So I think that's all I have time for today. But I will be back with more, much, much more. I've got so much stuff coming in the mail to show you guys business related stuff. So I hope you enjoy this, and thank you so much for your patience. I know it's been a while since I've done a video. I hope that you're all well, and hopefully we'll be able to do this again soon. Bye.